As we begin tonight, New York City and indeed the entire nation continues to mourn the deaths of two NYPD police officers. They were gunned down Saturday as they sat in their patrol car. Their families are now preparing for funerals. Meanwhile, the city honored its fallen officers with a moment of silence at 2:47 this afternoon, marking the moment 3 days ago when they were killed. And mourners are paying their respects at the site in Brooklyn where officers Rafael Ramos and Wenjin Liu were ambushed. 32-year-old Wenjin Liu immigrated from China with his family 20 years ago and had said he wanted to live a life of service. Liu was working a fill-in shift when he was shot. The 7-year veteran had married just 2 months ago and was eager to start his own family. Liu's wife gave this tearful statement to the press.
Me, the Liu family, would like to express our gratitude and appreciation to the police department, our neighbors, the entire New York City community, friends and co-workers for the help and support they provide. We would also like to express our condolence to the officer Marcos' family. This is a difficult time for both of our families, but we will stand together and get through this together. Thank you.
40-year-old Rafael Ramos was a husband and father of 2 sons. He was killed hours before his scheduled graduation from a community crisis chaplaincy program. The Reverend Marcos Miranda is the president of the New York State Chaplain Task Force, and he joins us here in our New York studios. Reverend Miranda, thank you so much for coming in here. You were friends with Rafael Ramos, and my condolences goes to you.
Absolutely.
I know you've been in touch with the family. The grief must be unspeakable, but how are they holding up?
As best as they can under the circumstances.
Yeah, I can't imagine what this must be like. Take me back a little bit. How did you come to know Officer Ramos?
So I head up an organization that provides 24/7, 365 days a year, crisis spiritual care. So it's interfaith, and anyone can call. Agencies, we work with public and private institutions as well. And so we offer a course, and actually Officer Ramos was part of that course recently. It's a 10-week intensive course, and he was really excited. He actually never thought he could be a chaplain. He thought it was all for clergy. However, there is a division of lay chaplains that he would have been a part of. And so he was really excited to be a part of that, and so he completed the course. He excelled. And he was due to graduate this past Saturday, the 20th.
Just a cruel irony there. Did he speak with you about why he wanted to complete this course?
He spoke to me quite a bit. I mean, he told me that even his job with the NYPD, he felt that he was doing God's work. He felt that he was protecting and serving his community, and that was a sort of ministry for him. And I totally agreed with him. And so he said this type of ministry, the chaplaincy, he could see himself doing this, you know, in the future as a full-time ministry after he retired from the NYPD.
Tell us about him. What kind of man was he?
Amazing. I mean, his eyes said it all. He had the kindest eyes you could ever see. They radiated kindness and compassion, and always with a smile that was very contagious. And so that's one of the things that we definitely remember about him.
I'm sure. Can you tell me how you're comforting the family as well as those in your congregation in this terrible time of bereavement? How does faith play the role here?
Well, in regards to the family, he was a man who loved God. His family and himself, they were part of a congregation in Glendale, New York, Christ Tabernacle. Amazing church. And so they're basically receiving the support from there. We kind of take a step back and we allow their pastors to deal with that. However, we know that when it's all said and done in 3, 4, 5 weeks from now, they're going to need continued support, and so we plan on doing the follow-up. I think that faith and hope plays a major role. And so as a Christian, our belief is that we will see our loved ones again. And that helps a whole lot in times like this.
It certainly can help, but I think probably the pure pain of losing somebody that you love is just very, very difficult. How do you grapple with the question why? I mean, he almost seemed to be there by accident. He was filling in for someone, and any other day would not have been in this circumstance. How do you really wrestle with why?
You know, I've been doing chaplaincy for about 25 years now, and one of the things that that comes up all the time, even when you're running into an emergency room and someone's lost a loved one, the question comes up as to why. Recently, I ran into a mother at an emergency room and lost her 16-year-old, and she said, "Chaplain, why?" And the answer to that, and they've taught us very well, that there is no answer. The answer for her was, "I don't know why this has happened to you. However, I am so sorry that it did." And so just, you know, when you try to have an answer for things like this, that's when you can go ahead and put your foot in your mouth. You know, what do you tell them? That they're in a better place at that moment? No, the better place for my daughter is by my side. The better place for Officer Ramos's wife is to have her husband by her side at that moment. So there's a lot of pain going on, and pain then turns into some anger as well. And you can actually have anger with God for a while, and God understands.
He does understand.
Absolutely.
And let me correct myself. It was not Officer Ramos, it was Officer Liu who was filling in that
That's right.
day. So forgive me for being incorrect about that. What about his two sons? He has two sons, one who wrote this very heartfelt post on Facebook. Did you get a chance to speak with them? How are they dealing with this?
We did not, but I read the post. Jaden had put a post up, and it's just showing you that this is about, these are human issues. This is not about pitting one group against another. This is about understanding that we're all part of one race, and it's called the human race, and that we need to get over it the same way we did it during 9/11, and we all came together as New Yorkers. We can do it again. We did it during the Crown Heights riots, and so we can do it again, and I pray and hope that we do.
Yeah, it's times like this that faith really comes in handy.
Amen.
Reverend Marcos Miranda, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.